This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
But the rhetoric on woke, like I for one, I just say if you ever see this, I can't stand that word because it's a bastardized version of what black people who are awakened to the history that has been hidden from us in reading and understanding, especially the propaganda that has been used against us, waking up and see that America has been putting their foot in our asses for centuries.
Are you say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
So let me preface this first with this reaction is that, you know, I follow the brother MTR on YouTube, been following for a while. And some things I agree with, some other things I disagree with. It's like with anything, I'm not just going to be, yeah, that's right on everything, because that doesn't make me, that makes me a yes man. It makes me not have my own brain. So even though I might be your homie, I might be a YouTube buddy, whatever, there's certain things I'm just not going to agree with some things that are being said. And MTR, in your words, baby, what you doing? MTR, the woke stuff, man, come on, bruh. I watched MTR ever since, first of all, my boy, AK Jericho, aka Jay Young, sent me his video. This was during the pandemic, before the pandemic, where he reacted to Kevin Samuels. First time I see Kevin Samuels, when he talked about what your things your dad should have taught you, right? The things your father should have taught you. I seen his video, you know what I mean, his reaction to it. So, you know, I just subscribed to it. Just wanted to see what he, you know, his reaction to certain things. That, you know, he points out the ratchetness in some women and, you know, the strong feminist agenda with some women, which I'm not saying that that's not reality. There is some, just like on any side, there's extremists on every side. There's extreme feminism. There's extreme masculinity. There's extremes on both sides. There's extreme right wingers. There's extreme left wingers. That's what it is, right? So that I'm never going to be mad at, because you know that's the lane that that he's talking about. So I dip myself out of that red pill lane because it's toxic. It's toxic. I'm not gonna lie, I dipped my toe into that, but my rhetoric was always, where is the solution? We can talk about what the accountability of women, and women need to be accountable. That's true. Men need to be accountable, and where's the accountability of men? That's true. But at the end of the day, where is the solution? That's why my channel never blew up. You know, you go back to my TikTok. If anybody wanted to ever criticize me, go to my TikTok. You can see all the information that I was going to off of there. So, but I was always solution based. If we're going to talk about things, let's talk about the actual solutions in our neighborhood when it comes to these relationships that we can be able to fix, and then we can go forward with the solutions. Somebody don't want no solutions. They want the train wreck. Like we were talking about earlier, they want to see the wreck. Nobody wants to pick up the bodies. They just like seeing the actual wreck with itself. But after it's over, they're driving off. They don't want to pick up the body. They don't want to see the mayhem and the destruction on the ground, because they never want the solution. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that I don't have. And let me say this: I don't dislike nobody. because I don't know these people. Unless you're family, that's the only time I'm gonna dislike you. But I'm going to go off the critique. And in this particular instance, this video, because I wait for it to start over, he's talking about destroying the feminists. It is reacting to Candace Owens destroys 20 feminists, my reaction. So I'm doing a reaction to the reactioner. Hold up, wait a minute, wait, whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. So, bye.
Biggest example I can think of right now is gaming. What is happening to video games nowadays? It used to be a sacred space. Now it's the same woke ideals, often supported by women, charged with DEI equality, just infiltrated by this twisted culture, forcing narratives down your throat that the audience doesn't want to see. And the sales.
Let me just play because I like everything in context. So I'm gonna let this play, and then I'm gonna let it start over, and then I'm gonna go.
Demonstrate that, but they still don't give a F. And bomb video games for a second, but let's talk about movies. What are they doing to Marvel? Disney, wake up. Ironheart, y'all took Iron Man and put a young black woman and called it Ironheart, ruining your company with shit people don't even want to see. Shout out to Snow White. But let's keep it pushing.
Okay, so the denotative definition of patriarchy is father rule, and where positions of government are held majorly by men, where women are largely excluded. So 125 House of Representatives are female, and that's only about 25%.
Right.
And only about 20.
Like I said, I'm gonna let this play so it's context for his reaction, and then I'm gonna give my piece to it.
8% make up Senate, and 3.3% of Congress up until this date have ever been women. So by denotative definition, we literally live in a patriarchy.
No, that is a surface level argument. You're just taking a look at the amount of men and the amount of women, and you're just establishing patriarchy when it's not about the amount of people, but it's about the ideologies that have voting or vetoing power. How many of those representatives that are men are male feminists? And a lot of them are not even male feminists because they actually believe that shit, but they wanted to be on the right side of history.
Yes. So I disagree with that. So I think what this gets to, which is actually an important part of the conversation, is that people always think that where there is disparity, there's somehow inequality. And I actually reject that entirely. I think it's just a difference in what we're interested in.
Yes.
I think we're
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really care about this conversation because it's not the conversation that I came here for. This is the conversation I came here for where he talked about the woke agenda in video games and in movies, and particularly talked about Ironheart. Now, this is the problem that I have with this particular thing with MTR, because I mean, this conversation that the Candace Owens versus the feminists, you know, is not the lane that I'm in. So I'm not going to discuss that part. That's not what I came here for. But MTR, what are you doing, baby? What you doing? You picked Ironheart. Now, let me say, if you're not going to preference, if you have no idea who Ironheart is and why Disney, Marvel decided to, you know, do this character, dog, just like the red pill lane, it's not my lane to discuss it. This comic book movie space is not the place for you to discuss it without preference. And MCR, I've been watching you for a long time, big dog, a long, man. Matter of fact, I think I've been subscribed for the last 6 years. You know what I mean? The last 6 years, MTR me. But the rhetoric on woke, like, I for one, I just say if you ever see this, I can't stand that word because it's a bastardized version of what Black people who are awakened to the history that has been hidden from us in reading and understanding, especially the propaganda that has been used against us, waking up and see that America has been putting their foot in our asses for centuries since we've been here. So what have they hidden from us? What religion did we have before we even got here? Why did they even push Christianity on us? There has to be a reason. And it's not because they were good-hearted Christians and seen the error of their ways. No, it had to be some type of control. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have a book, how to make a Negro a Christian, how to make a Negro and Indian a Christian. Not just Negroes, Indians too. That's why they have those particular type of books. So when people say woke in this bastardized version, and it's not in the way that it's intended, it's a far right, talking point, which I've noticed that you, Melanie King, and Dennis Sperling all come from the tree of Kevin Samuels has been talking about now. Which again, if that's that's the side you want to grift to, or you want to talk about that, and I'm not saying, because I'm one of those type of people that actually listen before responding to what somebody has to say. And my headphones are freaking dying right now, but I actually listen to what people are saying, and I don't hate the conversation to the point where I don't understand it. I hate the fact that you guys are using the same talking points that Fox News has been saying. And do Fox News have Black people in mind for the betterment? No. Just like the far left feminist movement that is toxic doesn't have our interests at hand either. But you're not going to use their rhetoric and their language, so why use theirs? And then to talk about Ironheart, who is a legacy character in the comics, she was she was recruited by Tony Stark in the comics to be able to, to be an understudy, no different than Robin or anything. But see, all you can see is this blind ambition to go against it. Talk about DEI. Come on, bro. We already know that white women make up the percentage that benefit DEI. Brother, you already know. You can go to blackdemographic.com and look to see who actually benefits from any of the social economic things that was supposed to be for diversion, inclusion, etc. Who it actually benefits. Does it actually benefit us? No. So do not put Ironheart, in that. And then, yes, are there some video games that might push a certain thing? I'm not saying it's not. But bro, if you're not going to expand into that, and you're integrating that into a conversation with Candace Owens, which Candace Owens, sometimes she has very valid points. Sometimes I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about also? And so I'm not just, because I'm independent, I'm bipartisan. I can look at both sides of the coin and say, I like certain parts of that, and then certain parts I'm looking at you crazy. I love you, MCR, I do. I think you're a very solid brother. You are great for our community. But man, that type of rhetoric, come on, dog. Come on, bruh. We can't use no other word but woke and DEI. It's like, it's already, now NCR, the reason why I'm saying this, and this is directed towards you, and the reason why I'm saying this, so you can get a clear understanding of this, because we literally have white YouTube creators under the guise as comic book fans saying this, that, and the other is woke and is very anti-Black.
Stepdad.
Black girl magic.
The best way to know a thing.
My stepdad, because my real dad left me.
Take it apart.
Are they gonna play black music so I know there's a black person starring in it?
I don't know. This is a show about black people until I hear hip hop. Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know if I'm supposed to like it or not.
Yeah, you could tell when she said stepdad that it was going to be about black people. What would her Jarvis be called? Jemima?
Jarvisqua. I already said Jarvisqua.
Jaquisha.
I think Jamichael works.
I'm going with Shanae. I'm going to go with shit.
Wow.
Likely.
I think you mean Shithiad.
Joanna man.
Joanna man.
Joanna Iron Man.
Joanna Iron Man.
You want a father.
Oh. And I know you're far from that. I know you're men-centric too. But bruh, listen to the content, understand where brothers is coming from, and just understand that we could be able to do something totally different than just this. Is all I'm saying. That's it. I just wanted to get to this because it's a shame to me. It's a shame to watch, some of the people that you've been watching for over years start talking this far right rhetoric instead of using our own words and pointing out the hypocrisy. Yes, I'm not saying you can't poke holes at this feminist movement, because you should. This strong, plus, if you know anything about feminism, the inception of, not the definition, but the inception in the way that it was used, you go back to Sigourney Truth to say, ain't I a woman? Because while they was over there pumping their fists about feminism and women's rights, black women was not included in that shit. So why even insert Riri Williams into this? That's my question. That's my only thing. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. So if this reaches you, my brother, like I said, I got love for you, but the whole thing, I get what you're saying, but bro, you was dead wrong on this one. I think your comment section kind of told you, hey, out of everything, Riri, come on, dog. Come on. Like I said, I don't have no problem with MTR. It's the rhetoric, not the person. It's the rhetoric. And the rhetoric sometimes in the takes, I'm not saying the take wasn't bad. As far as like when he's talking about, as far as like the conversation between Candace and the young person or whatever, not saying that take is bad. Is when you excerpt something like, oh, what is Disney doing? It's almost like it's preposterous. Oh my God, Riri Williams is taking over the Ironheart. You take Tony Stark, put a young black girl in there and call it Ironheart? Huh, how preposterous is that? And I know it probably wasn't taken that way, but what is your audience saying? What is your audience saying? Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.